My pant! Who took my pant? Vero's scream pierced through the quiet of the morning like generator noise. At 6 a.m., windows flung open. Doors creaked as heads popped out. The compound came alive. Now every day when they steal my pants for this compound, she wailed. Mama Jerry, the compound walking talking radio, came out. Holding a half-washed plate of eba. Wetin happen? She asked, eyes blinking in that special way that only comes alive when there's gist. My Jesus is loud pants vanish, Vero cried, hands on her head like she was reenacting an African magic scene. Where did you put it? Mama Jerry offered innocently. Check your room now. Vero turned to her like a lioness ready to pounce. If it was in my room, would I be looking for it? She snapped, complete with eye roll and dramatic hand twist. You think so I be Momo? I been a spiritual pants where they disappear and reappear. She stormed back to her room, thinking backside shaking like it had a life of its own. The compound stood in stunned silence. Just then, Chinedu walked out of the bathroom with a towel hanging loosely around his neck, a chewing stick sticking out of his mouth like a soldier's cigar. Wetin dey happen? He asked lazily, stretching as if he hadn't just spent 45 minutes in the shared bathroom. Nevero, Mama Jerry said, her voice already taking on the flavor of gossip. Wetin do Vero? Chinedu asked, pausing mid-stretch. She say her pants dey miss. Chinedu's eyes widened. He stood straight like someone who had just heard raptured trumpets. That will not be problem now. I go buy another one for my baby girl. And with that, he dashed inside. Less than 2 minutes later, he emerged like a transformed man. His chest was oiled, his shirt was tight, his cologne was loud, and his jeans, well, let us say they were doing too much. He strode confidently to Vero's door and knocked like he was delivering good news from MTN. Who be that? Came the sharp voice from inside, still coated with frustration and pending wahala. Na me, Chinedu, he answered. Vero slowly opened the door, just enough to peep with one eye and half of her forehead showing. Wetin you want? She asked. Just say make I check on you, Chinedu began, smiling like a man who had memorized all the pickup lines in Lagos. Sorry about the pants. How much it be? Make I replace them for you. Vero rolled her eyes so hard you'd think they were chasing her missing underwear. You replace my pants, I beg. No be 200 naira pants wey you dey see for market though. This one na Victoria's Secret limited edition. So how much it cost? Chinedu asked, pretending to care while praying silently it wasn't more than 3k. 25,000 naira, Vero declared like someone announcing NEPA had brought light. Chinedu froze. He looked at her. Maybe he could calculate the price of the pants. Through spiritual means, he scratched his head slowly, pretending to think. 25k? You know say dollar don't rise. No be you ask. If you no fit afford them, shift. No vex, baby girl. Make her go find POS, Chinedu said, already backing away like someone escaping an ambush. He disappeared into his room like smoke. No trace, no sound. By evening, as the sun dipped and breeze returned, the compound transformed. Chairs lined in the corridor, coolers opened. Children ran around half naked. Mama Jerry brought out a ever-ready stew and a sachet of water. The earlier drama, like it never happened. Chinedu sat 2 doors away, whistling and pretending to read a newspaper from 2018. Vero was now wearing another wrapper and face beat like she was going to a wedding. Sashayed out with confidence, her curves still curving. But the whispers had started again. Now today she accused Susan where they do runs past am, whispered one of the neighbors. No be small matter. She said Susan dey jealous her backside now. Say now why she thief the pants. Chai! Susan go yam today, another added, biting on her groundnut with wicked joy. And just as the gossip reached boiling point, see Susan they come. All heads turned. Susan strutted in like she was walking a wrong way in Milan. Except instead of flashing cameras, it was the judging eyes of her co-tenant. Her red wig sat like a crown. Her lashes looked like they could fan a room. Her hips swayed with purpose. Her bag was a small clutch, but her attitude was large. Vero's eyes locked on her like a cat spotting a mouse. She stood up slowly. Well. Look who finally decided to show up. Susan paused, confused. Excuse me? You heard me, Madam Lipstick and Lies. I know you took it. Susan blinked. Took what? Your man? Because I don't do community husbands. Sorry. Gaps echoed across the corridor like mosquito slaps in the night. Vero stepped forward. Don't play innocent. You stole my pants. My Victoria's Secret limited edition imported from the abroad. Susan burst out laughing. You mean that faded cotton rag you hang like national flag outside? Please. If I wanted rags, I would have joined the laundry business. Ha! Susan! Mama Jerry shouted, half laughing, half choking on her boiled corn. Vero fumed. So I don't wear Gucci like you, Abby? Madam Fake Life, always posting Snapchat filters with your rice and Pepsi pretending you're in Dubai. Susan stepped forward. And you, Madam Borrowed Warapa, always forming hot girl with your back that looks like 2 bag sacks of curry, fighting for freedom. At least my Gary has attention. Unlike your own flat back that even mosquitoes avoid. Flat back, me. Look at you. Walking around like you are smuggling tubers of yam under your wrapper. The compound erupted in laughter. Chinedu was on the floor whistling. Marjorie dropped her water and used her wrapper to cover her mouth. You wish you had this kind of backside, Vero spawned dramatically. Almost knocking over a toddler. Keep spinning. Maybe your pant will fly back to you, Susan snapped. You this pant thief. May it size your destiny. God forbid. I reject every pant of poverty, pant snatcher, yam merchant. They both launched forward, but Mama Jerry and 2 other women quickly held them apart. Chinedu chopped in front dramatically. Ladies, please. The pant issue is tearing the compound apart. Suddenly, a voice cut through the commotion. Quiet, firm and dangerous. What is going on here? It was Ogalanlo's wife, Madame Eunice, standing with her hands folded and a wicked smile on her face. Vero east. Oh, so you've come to defend your pant-thieving daughter-in-law. Madame Eunice stepped forward, waving a white nylon bag with something red inside. Actually, I've come to return this. She opened it. Everyone gasped. There it was. Vero's pant, clean, ironed and suspiciously sprinkled with white chalk. Let's backtrack a little. Because honestly, how does a missing pant end up in the hands of Madame Eunice, the highly respected, slightly feared and permanently frowning wife of our landlord? Well, like all legendary compound disasters, it started on a quiet Monday morning. The sun was mild, NEPA had just brought lights, the compound was peaceful. Chinedu was brushing his teeth aggressively under the tap. Mama Jerry was pretending to sweep, but really sweeping gist into her ears. Then boom, the piece shattered. Oga landlord, a round man with a belly so big, it should have its own zip code, came offing through the compound gate, dragging a loud, stubborn luggage on wheels. He was sweating like a goat on Christmas Eve. Behind him walked her, Vero, a vision in yellow, her backside massive, confident, unapologetic, bounced with every step. It was the kind of backside that made Cheers nervous, the kind that made even Mama Jerry forget her fake broom sweeping. Vero was she held her phone like she was live streaming her arrival. Is this the place? She asked, her voice sweet but sharp enough to slice bread. Oga landlord, panting behind her like a stressed walrus, nodded. Yes, this is your flat, 2-bedroom, very nice ventilation, and the compound people are very nice, he lied. This was the same compound where last week someone fought because of stolen pepper soup meat. Still, Vero nodded like a queen, approving a train, and walked into her new flat without saying thank you. Her luggage followed her backside in. Oga landlord followed the luggage, and he didn't come out for almost an hour. Mama Jerry timed it. When he finally came out, his shirt was untucked, one button missing, and his lips shining like someone who had just eaten small soup and didn't wipe mouth. Chinedu raised an eyebrow. Mama Jerry muttered, This compound go out though. They weren't wrong, because Vero, fresh from moving in, did not greet anybody. She didn't join sanitation. She hung her pants on the same rope as Madame Eunice wrapper, a compound sin. She always had visitors with tinted cars and loud perfumes. Worst of all, Oga landlord started coming by too often. Once, he said he came to check her plumbing. Another time, it was the tiles. One day, he came to ask if she had small mangi. Mangi? Everyone knew something was going on, but no one had the courage to face Madame Eunice, Oga landlord's wife, who, by the way, hadn't smiled since 2007. But Madame Eunice was watching. Oh, she was watching. And when she noticed her husband's belly was expanding, but his wallet was shrinking. She did what most seasoned veteran compound wives would do. She visited her herbalist, and that, my dear friend, is where the pant disappeared to. Because on the third Thursday after Vero moved in, Madame Eunice went into her husband's laundry bag, found the bright red lace pant folded inside his jeans and whispered, "So this is what my husband is plumbing." She didn't shout. She didn't fight. She carried the pant, went to the herbalist, sprinkled camphor, drew chalk circles and whispered Vero's name into a calabash. But today, the pant came back, cleaned, pressed, sprinkled with spiritual seasoning. And as Madame Eunice held it up in the center of the compound, everyone froze. Chinedu's mouth dropped open. Madame Cherry screamed blood of Jesus 3 times. Even the dogs in the neighborhood stopped barking. Vero stared at it like a ghost from her past had returned. And then she said quietly at first, how did you get my pants?" Thank you so much for watching this story, guys. I hope you like the new direction this channel will be taking us from this video, obviously. Please like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend that we have amazing stories on this channel. And if you would like to support the channel, please join my community. It's just for a little fee. I really appreciate that. And as always, I'll see you in my next video. Bye, besties. Mwah.